Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to make another version of the ladder bracelet. So this is what it's going to look like when you're finished. And the materials you'll be needing would be 23 tubular paper beads, seed beads, 2 large hole beads, 2 crimp beads, and a clasp of your choice. So to begin, you're going to want to have about 20 inches of a fine beading wire. This is Soft Flex Fine. And you're going to want to start by sliding on one side of your clasp, like this. And then you're going to take the crimp bead and put it on here. And put both wires through it. And then just simply pull them evenly so they line up, like this. All the way to about there. Now I'm going to show you the difference between a crimp bead and a crimp tube. So with a crimp bead such as this one, it's a rounder shaped bead, you're going to want to just smush it with a pair of chain nose pliers. So you can just smush it down with this. And then when you're using a crimp tube such as this one, you're going to use an actual crimper and you do crimping on it. But to make things easier, we're going to be using a crimp bead, and a much smaller one, obviously. So you have your crimp bead on there, and you're going to just take your chain nose and flatten it like that. So it's going to look like this, and then you might want to give it a couple tugs, make sure it's secure, and if it's not, flatten it a bit more. After that, you're going to want to put on a large hole bead through both strings. So it's going to go to here. And then you start off with your weaving. I put these ones into a pattern. You can see it somewhat because there's 2 different beads here. There's this one with more orange in it and this one with more purple in it. And then you can just lay them out however you'd like them to be. So you're going to start off by putting a bead on one side on your right, and then a bead on your left. And then you're going to take this bead right here, or first you're going to put a seed bead actually on each side. Then you're going to take this bead and put both lines through it so it crosses. So it gets stuck, but you can get it through. Just like that. And then pull both ends so it's snug. You'll have a triangle shape. Then you're going to want to add another 2 seed beads, so one on each side. And then your tubular paper beads. Then another 2 seed beads. And you're going to cross again. And then you're just going to want to continue on with this pattern. As you can see, you just keep going till you're at the other end. Alright, so now you're at this point of your bracelet, and you're going to want to check to make sure that you have 2 little seed beads on each side, all throughout the bracelet. And then you're going to just continue on with it. Cross at this bead. add a seed bead on each side. And your last 2 paper beads. So using 23 of these tubular shaped paper beads will give you about a 7-inch bracelet. Alright, now you're going to want to take your large hole bead and slide it on. And you're just going to want to pull each side to make sure it's nice and snug, not too tight, but not too loose. Then you're going to want to take your other crimp and slide it through both the cords. Like that. And then take the other half of your clasp and slide it through both cords. Like this. And then you're going to want to kind of hold on to this with your finger so it doesn't go into the large hole bead. But you take your 2 ends and you put it through here. And if they don't fit, then you're going to need a larger crimp. And then once you get them through, you're also going to put them through the large hole bead. Like that. And you're going to want to pull on them. You just got to be careful that you don't get the crimp stuck in this ball, but then continue to pull to make it snug. Oops. It's just a method of pushing and pulling, so sliding it down like that, and then pulling it tighter. And that's probably good right about there. Maybe push a little further down. Then you're going to want to take your pliers, or maybe pull a little more. Then take your pliers and take the crimp and smush it. Once you have it like that, you're going to want to take these 2 ends and hide them. So you can take one end right here and put it through this bead. You're going to want to cut the excess end with your clippers like this. Alright, so now you have your finished bracelet. It looks just like this.